This is Rondoku. It's a puzzle game that was recommended by my friend Ranithcord. You should check out his channel. And because he knows that I'm into Sudoku. And this is like kind of a weird, mutated version of Sudoku that's different from all the other sort of Sudoku variants that I've played. I checked out the demo earlier, which is when I filled in some of these puzzles. The basic idea is that on a given page, you'll have one or more rings. And each number has to appear just exactly once on each ring. So when two rings overlap and they have to share a number, that number has to be, like this 6 is the only 6 on this ring, and this 6 is the only 6 on this ring. And I think there's some other rules too. Like, there's no repeated numbers in a ring. Oh, and no neighbor numbers on neighbor slots. That is the other differences. So that's why, like, when you have a single ring, you can figure out where the numbers go, because this 4, for instance, let's see, actually I didn't really prepare an answer here. Let's see, so this 7 had to be in the middle because it couldn't be here because it's next to the 6, couldn't be here because it's next to the 6, couldn't be here because it's next to the 8, so we knew the 7 goes there. Similarly, the 5 couldn't be in either of these slots, so it had to go here. The 1 couldn't be in this slot because of the 2, had to go here. And then the 4 was actually the last one we placed because it didn't have any particular qualifications, but it was the only number left when we got there. So I did a few of these, but then I stopped because I wanted to do a few here on the channel, and I didn't want to wait until they got too hard because then I might embarrass myself. So I'm going to need to sort of move my face while we're looking at this left-hand page. And let's figure out one of these together. So, all right. So we've got this smaller ring up here that only overlaps its center number. The center number counts as being one of the numbers on the ring, by the way. So its center number is on the other ring, but otherwise they don't overlap at all. So what we got to do is we got to find sort of a rough spot where we can get sort of get a wedge in. So like here we've got 7, 6, and 8. Which numbers are missing from this ring? So we're missing 2, 3. We've got 4. We're missing 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're missing 9. So we know. Okay, so we know that 9 is not here because there's already a 9 there. So could 9 be here? No, because of the 8. 9 could be here, and 9 could be here. So 9 is not going to be the first one we can place, but it is narrowed down. What about 5? Is there anything we know about 5? Well, 5 can't be here because of the 4, but it could be. Oh, and it can't be on either of these because of the 6. So the 5 has to be here. So this is 5. And then, okay, so if that's 5, 9 can be there. What were the other numbers we're missing? 2 and 3. So are there any constraints? So 3 can't be here. Okay. This is something that you learn from playing Sudoku. Because 3 can't be here. That means 3 has the same constraints as 9. 3 is either here or here, and 9 is either here or here. And so because that's true of both of them, each of these numbers is either 3 or 9. It can't be anything else because you have to fit 3 and 9 on these two. So if you put another number in here, there'd be no room for 3 or 9. So the number that is not 3 or 9 is what goes here, which is 2. So this is going to be 3 or 9. But oh, wait a minute. What am I talking? Yeah, so but now that we've got 2 there, 3 can't be here. So 3 has to be here, and 9 has to be there. We've got the 1 ring now, and now that gives us the 2 here. So this one, well, the 2 couldn't have gone here anyway. Where can the 3 be? Can't be there. Can be here, here, or here. Okay, 3 is not very constrained. What about 5? 5 can't be here or here or here. 5 can only be there. Okay, what about 6? 6 is here. 7 and 8 are the other ones we're missing. 8 can't be there. 7 can't be there or there. So, 7 has to be here. That means 8 has to be here. And was it 3 we were missing? Then we hand it in, and it is marked correct. Cool. Well, let's switch sides and deal with this one. So, okay, so this one has 3 rings all mushed together. But the top ring and the bottom ring. Okay, the top ring and the bottom ring only share 1 each. Or I guess they share 2 between them. Like the center ring, the center circle on the top ring is the top circle on the bottom ring, and vice versa. So there's two numbers in common, and then this one also has those same numbers in common. So which ring is the most constrained right now? This one only has two given digits. This one only has two given digits. So I'm betting this is the one that's the most constrained. So that's the one we want to start with. So let's see. So number 2 can't be here or here or here. 2 can only be here or in the middle. And it looks like, oh, okay, this is good to note. 4 and 6 are the numbers that are already given in the top and bottom rings. So that means that these two numbers here cannot be 4 or 6. They could be anything else. But that means that 4 and 6 are either on the right here or, oh, but 4 can't be here. Okay, so 4 can't be on the top and the bottom because of the other rings. 4 can't be next to the 3. And so 4 has to be the middle one. And then we've got 6. 6 can't be top and bottom, so 6 could be one of these. What did we say about 2? 2 can't be one of these. 2 has to be here, right? Yeah, 2 has to be here. So it's 4, 5. Yeah, so 6 we don't know enough about yet. 7 and 8. I don't know if we know enough about those yet either. If we know where 6 is, so 6 is either here or here. If 6 is here, 7 and 8 would have to be together. So that can't happen, right? They'd have to be next to each other. So that means that 6 has to be in the one spot that separates 7 and 8. And then because it's there, 7 is there, and 8 is there. So now we know these two values, which means we can figure out the other rings. And so one of the other is interesting. So both of these rings, they've got the same given digits. They got 6 and 4. And so if all else was equal, they would probably have the same, configuration, except that's probably actually 6 and 4 are probably not enough information to fill in the rest of a ring. But they've got their 2 and their 8 in different positions. For this one, 2 is the center one that isn't adjacent to anything. For this one, 8 is the center one that isn't adjacent to anything. So they're still not very constrained, though. So, okay, so 1 for this one has to be somewhere in the bottom because it's next to 2. Similarly, 3 has to be somewhere in the bottom, but it can't be next to the 4. So the 3 is in here somewhere. The 1 is somewhere around here. What about 5? 5... Oh, 5 is really constrained because 4 and 6 are both... Because 4 and 6 are like antipodes to each other. That means that 5 is very, very constrained because 5 can't be here or here or here or here. It can only be here. And then which one did I say? Was it 3 that was more constrained? Yeah, so 3 has to be here. And so that means 1 has to be here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Wait, no, 6 is already here. 7 and 8. So 7 can't be there, so 7 has to be there. And then, wait, no, what am I talking about? That's 8. 8's the middle one, so that means that 9 has to be here. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now the top one, different problem, but actually kind of same solution. 6 and 4 are still constraining 5 like crazy. So 5 is still up here. But the other numbers are going to be a little different. So let's look at 1 again. 1 is not very constrained at all because 2 is the only thing that's adjacent to it. It's in the middle. So 1 is probably going to be the last one we place. 3 can't be next to 4, so it has to be on the right side. 5, already placed. 7 has to be over here. So 3's on the right, 7's on the left. And then 8 is already on the ring. And then 9. Wait, I feel like I'm missing a number. I already did. Okay, so 1 can be anywhere. Oh, that's right. So 1 can be practically anywhere. 9, however, has to be somewhere up here in the top 2 because it can't be adjacent to 8. So 9 is somewhere up here. And let's see here. 1 can be anywhere. Let's get 9, 1. What are the other numbers we're missing still? 3 and 7. This feels very symmetrical, right? 9's in the top. 1 can be anywhere. 3 has to be on the right. 7 has to be on the left. What am I missing? I feel like this should have been the same exact problem. What did I do right down below? What did I figure out down below that made this work? I figured out originally that 1 had to be here. How did I know that? Why couldn't 1 have been here? Or which one did I figure out first? That's so odd that I figured all of this out, but I've completely forgotten how I did it. I believe my earlier self that this bottom ring is correct. How in the world did I place these, though? Because I knew 7 had to be on the left, and I knew that 3 had to be on the right. But 3 was blocked by that 2. And 7, wait, okay, so 7, okay, that's what I missed. 7 is the equivalent to 3. These basically are just inverted from each other. 7 is like 3. And so I was saying, 7 has to be on the top. Yeah, 7 also can't be next to the 6. That's what I was missing. 7 goes here. And that gives us enough of an inroad that we can make the rest of this happen. So now, let's see. So where are we most constrained now? So 7 is down. We still need to place 9. Right, 9 can't be next to 8, so 9 has to be here. And now we need to place 1 and 3. Are they going to be like evenly distributed here too? Yeah, exactly. There. So it's funny. The 7, the 9, the 1, and the 3 are in the exact same configuration on the top and the bottom. It's just the 5's at the top here and the 5's at the bottom there. That is fascinating. Because the 3 has to be on the right side away from the 4. Let's hand that in. And we succeeded and got a little achievement for 7 puzzles. It hasn't been 15 minutes yet. Let's do one more. Oh, look at this. They're adding a new element. Okay, so flowers must have the same number. Okay. I didn't realize this was going to get more complicated, like we're going to add more rules to this. So that is a new wrinkle. Okay, let's figure this out then. So this is going to be actually an easier version of this, probably, because they're just introducing the idea. So these two have to be the same number. That means I'm going to have to be thinking of 2 rings at the same time. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8 that's missing on this one, right? And this one, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 is the one that's missing from both of these, right? So does that mean that has to be 5? I think that probably does. And then what does that mean? 8 has to be there. 6 has to be here, and 7 has to be there. And then over on this side, 2 has to be here. It is kind of fun how these are symmetrical from each other. Like if you're thinking about the numbers, like their positions on a number line, like one of these is just flipped from the other one. So 2 has to be there. 4, it's 3 and 4 we're missing now, right? So yeah, so 3 has to be here away from the 2. That means 4 has to be there. Okay, let's turn the page and see what this looks like when it gets a little bit more complicated. So we've got 2 concentric rings. The only one they have in common is 2, except the flowers are also in common. So it's almost like they intersected the 2 rings wherever the flower is, but they're just intersecting in some, third dimension or whatever. They're connected in some weird way through warped space. But okay, so this one is missing. So this one has got 5 missing ones. This one has also got 5 missing ones. Okay, 4 appears on both, 8 appears on both, 6 appears on both. Okay, so the last one, they had very little overlap between their missing numbers. They only had one number that they were both missing, and so that made me fill in the flowers earlier. But in this case, they're missing all the same numbers, and both of them were missing 3, 5, 7, and 9. Yeah, they've just got the even numbers, we're missing the odd numbers. So, what is the most constrained? But they're in different configurations here. So, let me see. It's not like just rotated or something, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, 8 is not opposite 4. Okay. So, let's see here. So, what is the most constrained number here? Probably 5? 5 and 7 are probably the most constrained, but let's see here. So 5, actually, so 7 can't be here, and it can't be here, so it's got to be there. That's 7. And is there a similar thing like, yeah, so this worked because 6 and 8 are almost adjacent. They had a single number that they both were adjacent to. 4 and 8 don't have a number they're both adjacent to, so I can't pull the same trick on the outer circle. But if 7's here, 9, so your 9 is constrained to be on the bottom, but we don't know more than that. 5 is constrained a lot. 5 can only go there because it can't be next to the 4 or the 6. 3 has to be here because it can't be next to the 4. 1 can be anywhere over here. So what was the other one we missed? Was it 9? 9 has to be here. And that means that 1 has to be there and 1 has to be there. And that gives us a toehold over here. Because the inner one had a toehold because it had the 7, which could only be in one place. The outer ring didn't have that toehold. But now that we've got the one place, that probably gives us enough. I mean, I assume so. By the way, otherwise the puzzle's unsolvable. Okay, so 5 is in one of these spots. 3 can be in any of these 3 spots. 7? 7 is really constrained now. It used to be it could be one of these spots, but now that 1 has taken it, 7 has to be there. And then 9 now has to be there. So we're back down to 1 and 3? No, not 1 and 3. 3 and 5? Okay, of those 2, 5 has to go there, and 3 has to go there. I do like that they don't really check my work while I'm doing it. They only check it when I tell them to check it. So I get to find out if I've won. They don't like I can get all the numbers placed correctly, and they won't tell me that I've won unless I hit that button. So I can still be like noodling with ideas and stuff. All right, let's do one more. This one doesn't have any flowers, but of course it's got these overlaps, which are the equivalent of flowers. This bottom one has 4 blanks. Top one has 4 blanks. Middle one has 5 blanks. So I'm probably doing the middle one last. So if the top one, 1 has to be here. 3 is the most constrained. 3 can only be there. 5 is down here. And that's why I decided that 1 had to be one of those, but then 3 was one of them, so 1's the other one. So 5 is down here someplace. 9 can only be there, though, so that's 5. And then can I do that with this one? Let's see. So I've got 9 on there, which isn't that useful because 8's already here, so it's not constraining anything. 7, 6, 5. So 4, 3, and 2, and 1. So 4 can't be in any of these. And then 3, 2, and 1 are even less constrained. 1 can't be here. But otherwise 1, yeah. So actually, so weird. I expect to do the middle one last. I think the bottom one is last. I think basically, okay, so we're learning the more clustered the given digits are, the harder the puzzle is. Because if you've got like a bunch of scattered digits, each of them is, it's if they're physically spread out and their influence is spread out and numerically they're spread out, it's a more constrained puzzle. But this one, because they're all clustered together and their values are clustered together, we just have a lot of kind of open space on the other end of the number line, and there's lots of things we could do with it. The question, yeah, it's because so the question is, can this be 4? Because if it can't, then this is 4, and then that starts, and then 3 has to be over here, and then 2 is there and 1 is there. No. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love this. We figured it out. Okay, so basically it's like if 4 is here. Oh, no, sorry. If 4 is not here. Okay, so 4 can only be in 2 places, right? 5 is controlling the bottom, not letting 4 be anywhere. So if 4 has to be one of these, let's say that 4 is here. That means that 3 can't be next to it, so 3 has to be here. And then between 2 and 1, 1 can't be here because 1's already on the line, and 2 can't be here because it'd be next to 1. So 4 can't be here. So 4 has to be here. And if 4 is there, it means that 3 has to be one of these. Okay, we might still not be constrained enough. 3 has to be one of these. 2 has to be, could be any of these, and 1 could be any of these. So, okay, so we can get that 4. We can't get the other 3 numbers, I don't think. So, but knowing that 4 seems like it might be valuable. Because 2 now can't be next to it. So 2 is either the middle one or the top one. And then we're missing, what, 6 and 8? So 2, 6, and 8 are replaced. Okay, well, 8 has to be center, because otherwise it'd be next to 9. 6 has to be over here, because otherwise it'd be next to 7. And so 2 has to be at the top. And I'm realizing that that doesn't give me anything down here. I was acting like there wasn't a way to solve this without doing this first, but what am I talking about? This doesn't give me any information. I do still have to solve this independently. So let's see. So 3 can't be here. It has to be on the bottom somewhere. Let's say 3 is here. If 3 is here, then 2 and 1 can be anywhere. If 3 is here, then 2 and 1 can be anywhere. This doesn't seem very solvable, actually. Oh, wait, no, wait. 2 and 1 are adjacent, and 2 and 3 are adjacent. Ah, this is solvable. Ah, I forgot about this. Okay, because 2 and 1 are adjacent, they can't both be here. And because 2 and 3 are adjacent, they can't both be here. And so 2, both of the combinations with 2 can't be here. So 2 has to be there. And that means that 1 and 3 are here, and 3 can't be next to 4. Wow, I love the way they're making me think. So this is the thing that is just mind-boggling to me about Sudoku and Sudoku-like puzzles, is that exact train of thought that I did was the only way to solve this puzzle. So just with gaps in a number pattern, the creator of that puzzle planned out exactly the series of deductions I would have to make in order to do this. So I had to figure out that this could only be 4, and then I had to figure out that no pair containing a 2 could be here, which put 2 over there. That's weird. Those are weird arcane deductions to make, and yet that was exactly the plan. This is like they were almost doing level design, like planning a map with a route that I would have to follow in order to get to the destination. They planned it out that way. This is just what blows my mind about, like, this is a kind of game design that I can't do. And that's why I love puzzles like this, because, like, I do a type of game design that's around sort of like simulation. So like there's a particular sort of emotional experience or genre experience or story experience that you're trying to have as a player. And I'm trying to like simulate a world in which you have, choices, consequences, and sort of a give and take between you and the machine that you're playing with, that tries to give you that emotional experience. That sort of simulation type gameplay is the thing that I'm trained in doing. This is a very different kind of gameplay. This is like, you have to think in a completely different way to build this kind of puzzle. And so this is why, like, in my spare time, I play a lot of this kind of game. It's because this is the kind of thing that's a mystery to me. Like, I don't do this. And so because I don't do this for a living, I'm not like just like thinking 10 steps ahead of it. Or just like, oh, they did that thing. Okay, yeah, of course, I know how that works. Like, it's not familiar to me. It's like they can still kind of shock and surprise me in ways that a lot of other games can't. So this is really cool. I'm not going to take this any further because the fun of this game is the figuring of it out. And so watching me do it, that's not the fun part. You should go check this out if you're into it. I mean, it's not very expensive. It's a pretty small scale indie game, but it is very clever, and it is put together by people who know what they're doing. And that's really impressive to me. So anyway, that's Rondoku. Thank you to Ranethcord for suggesting this to me. Steam Next Fest did not put this in front of me. It put it in front of him. He found it, and he told me about it, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap this up by slapping a subscribe button on the screen and a couple of other puzzle games if you want to check those out. And I guess I'll see you later.